Hey guys, hey, welcome back to another review. This is Dasho Rose. I am back to do another review. This time not on a movie, but an episode of a TV show. And not just any TV show, but Scooby-Doo. Yes, we're going to be talking about an episode from Scooby-Doo. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I figured why not do them again, you know? Plus, I feel like I'm not giving you guys enough content, so, I figured I'll give you guys a review of, a show I like, or at least an episode of Scooby-Doo, which is technically a show I like, But we're not just reviewing any show, we're actually reviewing an episode from the original show, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? So you guys know the drill though. Remember, if you guys want to be notified for future videos, hit that like button and subscribe. My goal is to hit 300 subs so I can finally do my reward videos. So you guys know, because I have 2 reward videos planned. We're actually pretty close to 300 subs, but we have a little bit of ways to go and all that. So you guys know, but we're getting there. But I don't really have anything else to really say, so let's go ahead and get into this. So, this is Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? This show is honestly quite old, It takes me back to the days when I used to watch this on Boomerang. God, I miss Boomerang. I freaking miss Boomerang so much. Who out here misses Boomerang? I mean, Boomerang still exists, but Boomerang kind of sucks now. I mean, I watched, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase and all that on Boomerang, and the channel was okay, but I wouldn't say it sucks, but it definitely sucks compared to the old Boomerang, when the logo looked like an actual boomerang, and they actually had fun, sequences and stuff. Those were the days. But anywho, speaking of Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? I thought there was actually a Scooby-Doo show before it. The reason why I thought that is because of Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, because I'm not going to go into too much detail about the movie, but let's just say the gang meets their cyber counterparts, and all the characters have, different clothes on and stuff, and, Scooby-Doo has a red collar instead of a blue, because, there's some movies where Shaggy has a red shirt and all that, so I was thinking maybe that Scooby-Doo had a red collar at one point in time, but I never found anything where Scooby-Doo actually had a red collar, so I'm not sure if he actually ever did, but no, I was wrong about, also Scooby-Doo, Where Are You being not the first show. This is actually the first TV show to ever exist of Scooby-Doo. So, however, we're not going to be reviewing the first episode. We're going to be reviewing the 4th episode, Mind Your Own Business. Yes, Mind Your Own Business. Which came out, I believe, in October 4th, 1969. I hope that's right, because I meant to actually re-look that up before I started, but if not, I'll correct it. I'll correct it down the road, because I'll probably be doing another Scooby-Doo review not far from now, but yeah, so, anywho, so what is this episode about? Well, apparently, first, before we talk about the episode, we need to talk about the title card of the episode. Oddly enough, it's got a weird, remix of the Scooby-Doo music. See, Scooby-Doo actually didn't have that many title cards. They started out with title cards for the first 2 episodes, but then they kind of just went with the gang running in place and all that. I'm not sure why they did that, but they kind of did that. But I do like the remix. I kind of wish they used it more. I think that Mind Your Own Business is the only episode. I think this is the only episode of the Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Where like where they actually had this remix theme. I could be wrong. They could have played it somewhere else, but so far this is the only one I feel like I've seen it, I heard it in. So yeah. Also, I realized looking at the title, I don't know how I missed this, but looking at the title, I realized I misspelled the. I thought it meant mind your own business, but no, it's mind your own business, like going into a mine, you know. So I misspelled that, so sorry about that. I didn't realize that until I started the video, so yep, I misspelled that. But yeah, besides that, yeah, I made a mistake there and all that. Speaking of mistakes, this episode actually does have some animation mistakes, you know. Now, I know a lot of people don't like these, but to be fair, when you're an animator, you're going to make mistakes and all that. So, there's actually a few animation mistakes. Like, there's one where Shaggy is like holding a map like upside down, and Velma's like pointing at it or something. Like Shaggy's like half his hands like cut off and all that. Like it looks really weird, but like it's like half of it's cut off and all that. And like it's showing like two different images at once. So there's mistakes like that, and there's also like. If you guys want to see Velma with lipstick, well, in this episode you can see Velma with lipstick. There's actually a couple of scenes where she has lipstick. So I assume that like maybe this wasn't an animation mistake. Maybe they're thinking about giving Velma, you know, they were thinking about giving her like lipstick or something. I'm not sure because in the this show in general, like Velma does not have freckles. See, like down the road they'll give Velma freckles, but they pop on and off throughout like the entire series, but they're really hard to notice in like the very first season, I think, of the show. But like they give her freckles and all that down the road, but they pop it like on and off, like the animators are trying to mess with the characters' designs because they're still trying to figure out what they want them to look like. So they kind of mess with that a little bit. So yeah, I don't think those are animation mistakes. I just think because they do it often. So I assume they were trying to figure out if they wanted to give Velma freckles or not. Personally, I don't know. I think Velma looks better without freckles. I think she looks better with lipstick though. But like when it comes to freckles, I think Velma looks better without freckles. But I don't know. But it's still interesting though. But it's still interesting. But yeah. Yeah, I just find that kind of interesting though. So yeah, there's just quite a bit of interesting stuff, though. But I am happy they do give Velma. I am even though she looks better with lipstick. In my opinion, I'm kind of glad they don't do lipstick at the same time because usually in cartoons they give females lipstick, so you know it kind of makes her stand out. Not to say if I drew a character, I probably would give mine lipstick, but like But I wouldn't, you know, it's kind of like men, like I'd probably make them buff and stuff, because I like buff men, you know, and all that in cartoons. They look pretty good. I mean, look at Fred here. Fred looks freaking good when he's buff. That kind of goes with, like Daphne having lipstick and stuff. But I am glad that they kind of don't give Velma a lipstick. But I do think it's, because they show it in a couple scenes, so I'm assuming they were kind of messing with it in, like the freckles, and they were probably like, you know what, Velma doesn't need lipstick. So, yeah. But yeah, I just found that kind of interesting, though. Now, I was watching this episode. I probably should have wrote some stuff down. I thought about not doing it, but I kind of regret it now because I kind of forgot about some stuff. But because I think there was some stuff I wanted to point out. But I think it's probably about time I talk about the episode itself. So apparently, according to Hank, one of the characters here, there's an old miner, a miner 49er, who apparently is what he's called, Miner 49er. He's basically a you know, a miner just walking around and all that. Like he's walking around, I guess, and is scaring off folks and all that. That's why the town's deserted. Which I gotta admit, the location looks freaking awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty cool. Like, I kind of miss Scooby-Doo having these locations. They kind of went away from it for a while. They kind of brought it back more from Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, but like, what's new Scooby-Doo? A lot of the locations aren't spooky like this, and that goes for like, I think a pup named Scooby-Doo's the same way. They're just like normal, average locations you'll find a lot of the time, so I will appreciate the older cartoons at least doing this, but yeah, Scooby-Doo and Mr. Incorporated will bring this back. They'll bring back like this kind of stuff, but this is kind of something they kind of took away, I think, for a while there. They occasionally they'll have like spooky locations. Like one of the episodes of Scooby-Doo will have, you know, the characters like it'll have them like go in a go in a cemetery and stuff, but it's not that great. Like that's something I think Scooby-Doo Where Are You kind of did a lot better with, but something Scooby-Doo Where Are You did not do real well with a lot of times the monsters. Now, they're not awful. A lot of them are actually really iconic and are well known, like the Creeper, the Ghost Clown, and all that. And then we got the Minor 49er, which I'm not gonna lie, if you guys want to see what he looks like, well, this is what he looks like. This is the Minor 49er. See, it's like, you see this title here and all that. That's the title. But this is like, so the title, I like the title. The title is pretty good. But then we got the Minor 49er himself, and I'm not gonna lie, he doesn't even look like a freaking ghost. He looks like a freaking, a pervert man just dressing up like as a minor, just scaring people. Like, This is the kind of guy you'll probably find in someone's closet or something, like just freaking spying on people. Like, look at this guy. Does this guy look like a freaking ghost to you? He's not a ghost. He looks like like I said, he looks like a freaking pervert. Like, just, I mean, maybe calling him a pervert is kind of like stretching it up a little bit. I mean, this is like someone you probably could find like on like movies or something, or like adult shows dressing up or something like this. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird. Like, I do think he's kind of just like like I say, he seems like a guy who would hide in a freaking closet somewhere and just spy on people, you know? I don't know, he doesn't look threatening, he looks more goofy, like he looks freaking goofy, but I mean, his design is definitely not great. I mean, compared to like down the road, I told you, I did a review on like, you know, an episode of What's New Scooby-Doo where we have like a frozen monster. This is like, you know, not even a ghost. But I think they were still experimenting. They were still like experimenting with the ghosts. I feel like they were still experimenting with them because, like even the first episode of Scooby-Doo Where Are You? It's not even a ghost. It's just like a guy in shiny armor. So I think they were trying to make it not as scary because originally Scooby-Doo Where Are You was supposed to be more scary. I don't know if it was supposed to be a horror show. I don't think it was, because honestly, if it was a horror show, I'm sure it would have got put on another network or something. But I think it was supposed to have real monsters in it, like real ghosts and real monsters. But they kind of took that away and made it more fake. But yeah, this is kind of just, I feel like, I mean, the Minor 49er his design looks pretty cool, but like for a ghost, I just don't feel like he fits very well in the Scooby-Doo universe. I just feel like he could be just a normal guy, just hanging out, you know, having some fun, you know, and all that, like maybe play some poker, or I don't know, or maybe bingo, you know, whatever these people play, I don't know. I don't know if bingo was very popular back then, you know. I played some bingo, though. Bingo was pretty fun. But, it just seems like he could be just a random guy just playing some games, you know. I don't see this guy really being too threatening, but I don't know, but But yeah, I don't know. I don't see the monster being so threatening. But I feel like I've talked enough about him, though. I do want to say something that I do really miss in the Scooby-Doo franchise is the music. This is something I really miss. But back in the earlier cartoons, Scooby-Doo had like its own music. Like, it had its own soundtrack, and I really like it. Like, I wish they could bring it back. Like, they bring it back, that'd be freaking awesome. But sadly, they have not brought it back. I think the last time the soundtrack appeared, I believe, was in, like, well, in the TV show, I think it was the Scooby-Doo show, which is supposed to be, which, by the way, is kind of confusing because some people still, like, I think Warner Brothers still counts it as Scooby-Doo Where Are You because it's so similar to Scooby-Doo Where Are You, while others kind of count it as like a separate show because it has its own intro and stuff. It's kind of weird, but that's like the last show to have music, I think. Or maybe it was appeared. I can't remember if it appeared in the Scrappy-Doo show or not, but I don't think it did. I don't remember hearing the music. But yeah, they kind of went away with it. But it did appear in a couple Scooby-Doo films, like down the road. Like, it appeared in like Scooby-Doo: The Monsters of Mexico, and it appeared like in the Scooby-Doo: The Legend of the Vampire or something like that. I think it was. I don't know. Scooby-Doo has had quite a few vampire movies, I think. This is like the What's New Scooby-Doo era, though. This actually had the Hex Girls and stuff in it, so if you guys don't know who the Hex Girls are, they first appeared in the Scooby-Doo's Witch's Ghost. But my point is, I think that was like it was either that or the Scooby-Doo: The Monsters of Mexico was like the last time this music the music from the original show ever appeared. After that, they completely removed the soundtrack. I'm not sure why, they just did, I guess. Like, it's actually been forgotten, and I kind of wish they'd bring it back, because, personally, Scooby-Doo does not feel the same without it. It really doesn't. It feels like it still feels like Scooby-Doo, you know, you got Fred and all that, but, like, it feels kind of empty without it, you know. I actually plan on doing an RIP video. I do plan on doing one with Scooby-Doo down the road. I actually have one planned for the Scooby-Doo franchise, and I also have one for Disney, and I think that's about it right now. I kind of want to do more RIP, videos, but I need to kind of find some more, I thought about doing one on Family Guy, but then I'm like, you know what? I already kind of talked about the downfall of Family Guy, and I'm like, I don't really want to do an RIP video on it. Maybe I could. I could probably still do one, but I already kind of talked about, its downfall in its own video, and I kind of was thinking about calling it that, but I'm like, I'm already kind of calling it something else, so I don't know, but I'm definitely going to do one with Scooby-Doo, because Scooby-Doo, personally, it's gone downhill. It's still somewhat decent, but it's definitely not even close as good as it used to be. There is that freaking god-awful Velma show we gotta talk about, but I still have to go back and watch all the episodes from that show, which I have not gotten to yet, so yeah. But we're not going to be talking about that. I kind of want to get back to this. I just wanted to tell you guys what I have planned for the future, so yeah. So I don't have just reviews planned for Scooby-Doo, but I have others too, so yeah. But let's see, what else is there really to talk about? I really don't know what else to really talk about. I talked about the locations, how I really like them. I talked about the music. Because the locations, the spooky locations did appear down the road, but because in the earlier like the first show, and I think, the first show and then like the Scooby-Doo show, which is basically, again, it's pretty much like the same as there's not really much that changed about it, besides like they think they got rid of Velma's voice actor and replaced it with, because right now this is before all the voice actors were started getting replaced, because it's the 4th episode, but yeah, they replaced Velma's voice actor in the Scooby-Doo show, so that's like but that's really about all. It's really because they still have the spooky locations and stuff. But I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying either that all the locations in this show were spooky. Like the first episode just takes place in a museum, but a lot of them are more spooky, themed, and all that. So, but I don't know. I guess I do need to talk about this though. Yeah, this is probably one thing that probably a lot of people, including myself, kind of have a complaint about. But in this show though, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? This is the first show, obviously, but there's like one problem that they actually kind of fixed down the road, which I appreciate. It's most of the time, not always, but most of the time, it's kind of predictable who the villain's gonna be. It's very predictable, like you're gonna know who not always. Sometimes you don't even know who the villain is or something, or they put a twist on the end, and all that. But this one, it's like very predictable. Like you know who the villain's gonna be, and I'm gonna tell you guys, it's Hank. Yeah, surprise, right? It's freaking Hank. I mean, who didn't see that coming, right? You could tell it's freaking Hank because there's only two characters. There's like the sheriff, which I didn't bring him up because he doesn't really have much to do with the episode. He's a cool looking guy. I like his design. I do like his design, but like Hank is like the miner has like gray hair and all that. Hank has got gray hair and all that. He kind of looks like Hank. I mean, they do make him kind of tall though, but I mean, it's just so predictable. I just feel like it would have been better maybe if they had a twist on it and maybe it's a different character, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't Hank, maybe it was someone else. Because I feel like they just make it too predictable, But besides it being predictable, there's not really a lot that I really have complaints about. I really like how goofy this episode is. I do have to say that it does take a long time for the characters to actually see the Minor 49er. But most of the time, the characters will meet the monster, They'll meet it, like right off the bat. Not right off the bat, but they'll meet the monster pretty close to the beginning of the episode. But this one they just don't. They don't really meet the monster until like there's like 8 minutes left of the episode is when they meet him. And I'm just liking it. I mean, well, it's like 8 minutes and 40 seconds around there. I know because I checked just to make sure. But yeah, it's like 8 minutes and 40 seconds left of the episode, and they finally show it. So it's not quite at the end, but I just don't. I mean, to be honest, in this episode, it kind of works for me because I like them. I just like the gags they have with the miner. Like the miner's just walking, he's like walking creepy. Like he's a creepy guy just walking. Like I say, he's kind of like a freaking pervert, just freaking walking, like, ooh, I'm gonna spy on those kids. I'm gonna spy on those freaking kids and see what they're up to, But he's like walking, well, first we see him like in a mirror with like, well, actually, first we see him. At least like what I can remember is like Shaggy and like Scooby are drinking something, and then like it turns out it's cobwebs. But I'm just like, how the hell did they not see? They did not see, like, that's freaking the miner. Like, the miner's freaking pushing the drinks over. I'm like, they don't, like, I'm like, how the hell do they know, how the hell do they not know that there's a freaking miner there? Like, he's literally, like, right there pushing the drinks to him. Like, that's kind of like, that might be a little nitpick there, but the next two appearances he has are actually pretty cool. Like, he appears at a mirror where Scooby's at. It's a funny gag. It doesn't make sense. Like, how does he reach out and grab Scooby? But it's not forced. I think it's actually just funny more than forced. I like it. And then like he appears like when they're in the mine, he like before he turns on the spooky, moaning sound, which by the way scared the crap out of me as a kid. The miner himself's not very scary, but like the moaning sounds are scary. They are scary. Even as an adult, they're still scary. But like he walks like while they're walking like to find clues in the mine, he's like walking past them. So I do like how they build them up. They don't like it actually works. Like they actually make gags out of it. this episode is funny. It's really funny and all that too, and you're probably gonna get a few laughs out of it if you haven't seen the episode before, but I don't know, but I'm probably about ready to just go ahead and give this a score though, because my phone's almost dead, but I think I've made up my mind on what score I'm gonna give this, and I'm gonna give this episode 100 points and a good. Yes, I'm gonna give it 100 points and a good. And sorry about no sound effect with the score thing. I don't know where the memory card's at for this. It's kind of, I got so many of them and all that. I kind of came back yesterday for my trip from, St. Louis and all that, and I was using the 2DS to record the road and all that, so I don't have the sound effect, unfortunately, so it'll be occasions where I don't have the sound effect for the score, but for the most part, I'm going to try to have the sound effects ready for the scores, but yeah, this is definitely a good episode. I really do like it. The reason why it's getting 100 points, though, is the predictable villain. The predictable villain is kind of just like, it kind of hurts the episode a little bit, but it's really not that bad. Like, it really isn't. Like, it's not that bad, It's not that bad. I feel like it's really good, and I mean, it's not like, I already know who the villain is because I've seen the episode like 1,000 times. 1,000 times, I've seen it 1,000 times, and like I said, it's that good. I'll watch it until I get as old as this miner himself. I'll keep watching it. I hope I don't grow a beard like he does. Yeah, I hope I don't grow a beard like the guy, but yeah, I do. But jokes aside, though, this episode's still really good. I still really like it. I like the location. I just think it's really cool. And it's kind of sad that, it's kind of sad. I don't know, it's kind of sad, that, like, I don't know, like, they kind of just went away from a lot of what the original show did and all that. I mean, I get some mistakes, like they making the villains too predictable and all that, but I miss the music, I miss a lot of that stuff, but I do really like, I still really like this episode and all that, and definitely one of my favorites, despite, again, like the villain himself not being really a ghost, more a person dressed up as a miner and all that, but I will tell you guys this, the Miner 49er will appear in the Scooby-Doo franchise down the road. He actually appears in the second live-action Scooby-Doo movie. So he does appear in that one, so at least they haven't forgot about him, That's good, they shouldn't forget about him. Actually, he does make it a cameo in the Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated episode 2. They're like in a museum and stuff, and he appears there too, so I'm so glad they didn't forget about him, but anywho, though, I don't know if I have really anything else to say, though. I guess you guys can tell me your guys' thoughts on this episode in the comments below, remember the guys that, be respectful and all that, If you guys don't like the episode either, that's fine too, I don't care, as long as you guys are respectful, But I would like to hear your guys' opinion on the episode in the comments below. So, anywho, see you guys later. And as we stare into the soul of this weird old man guy, I'll let you guys go from here. Bye bye.